Well, hello everybody. Another week, another video, and I'm sorry I haven't been filming. It's been a couple of weeks, I'll admit, but life has caught up with me and I wanted to focus on a few other important things. So, yeah, haven't really been filming, but hopefully today's video makes up for it all. So, as you can tell, I'm in a slightly different location. I am in my bedroom, and that's because my bag cupboard is here. And it's because I've got a lot of bags to bring in and out of camera, and I just couldn't bring it to my living room where I've been filming some of my videos. So, you're here. But what am I talking about today? I'm talking about the 5 bags that I think make an essential bag collection. Don't get me wrong, doesn't mean you have to have all these bags, but it got to a point a couple of years ago where I just looked at some of the bags I had gotten from the start of the year to date, and I just went, actually, that makes a pretty good capsule collection in and of itself. And then it got me thinking, well, what makes a good collection and what makes, a good sort of well-rounded bag collection that can see you through every kind of occasion and every kind of lifestyle need. So let me take you through a few of these bags and what I think might work, or what I think you might need to think about if you're starting your own bag collection, or if you're thinking about minimizing or creating a capsule bag collection for yourselves that will work for you. So, just a small couple of disclaimers, right? The first thing is, take whatever I say with a pinch of salt. I hope that what comes through is you needing to figure out what works for you and you figuring out what works best for your lifestyle. There's no point spending all this money on a bag and you not using it. That would be the biggest waste. And the second tip that I would say is some of these bags actually might not exist anymore or be in production. Where possible, I'll talk about the normal day equivalents that I feel. And so, yeah, I'll do my best to keep things as current as possible, but things have changed and I'm not going to update my bag collection or my bags just based on what's in production and what's not. But I'll tell you as we go along what's still around and what isn't. So the first thing to talk about is what's currently on my bed. And I think for me, this would make the most ideal work collection, right? It's all monochromatic, so it'll all go with pretty much everything. And I think it's pretty versatile, right? We'll start here with a little camera bag. Now, this is from Bali. I think the equivalent bag to it these days would probably be something like the Bottega Veneta in the loop camera bag. This is a vintage piece, right? I co-opted this from my mum. I love this quilting. It's from Bali, as I've said, and honestly, I don't think anybody else has done a bag that's quite like this quilting, and it's so detailed, right, and wonderful. My mum did a couple of modifications to it as she went along because it is a really old bag, but I love this. She changed out the strap for a metal chain strap, which is really, really beautiful. Thrilled I got this from my mum. But like I said, the modern day equivalents I think would be something like the Bottega Veneta in the loop. I think you've also got other camera style bags like the YSL mini Lou camera bag, and they would work equally as well. But the good thing about this is if you're running out the door, you know you're going somewhere that's busy, you want things hands free, and you just want a few things in your bag, just sling this over your shoulder, put your card case, your handphone, your keys in, and then lipstick, tissues, and you're pretty much good to go. And that's how I use it, right? And I love this bag, and I think it is such a useful thing to have with me. Now, I think a second bag, if you wanted an alternative to these bags, would be something that's a bit more luxurious. And here I've got this little cutie from Fendi. It's my Fendi mini baguette. I love this bag. As you can tell, I've got a twilly on it just to protect the handle because I carry it by the top handle sometimes. And I think it's a great alternative. this is a higher price point, right? Ideally for a small camera bag, hopefully you won't have to go above, the high twos or the early threes for it, although I think some bags are really going to that price point. But yeah, great. It's great and it's versatile, fits a lot. That's kind of what you want in a small sling over your shoulder bag. Another alternative, not quite as mini, even though it's mini in size, is the Polen Numero 9. I think it's so interesting. You've got my video on it. This is how I store it. It comes with this bubble wrap on the top, so I use it to prop the handle up, but this is generally how I store it. I love this bag. I think it's such a cute everyday crossbody bag, like a camera bag. Not quite like a camera bag because it's definitely not styled like it, but it doesn't have a zip, but in terms of trying to get your hands in and out of the bag, it's really tight. If you've got it stuffed, you just can't find anything in there. So pretty much a similar sort of style, grab and go. You can fit things in there and then you're just out the door. So that's style number 1. Cute little camera crossbody bag that will get you through the day with all your mini essentials. Okay, and style number 2, and sticking with the theme of everyday bag. Now this is something that's a bit more controversial in terms of brand. I'm talking about this Balenciaga Neo City. Now I belong to the generation, or I was just before the generation that came up where I was all crazy about the La City bag. A couple of my friends were brave enough to get it or rich enough to get it then. I like the bag. It was such a nice style, but I didn't quite like how slouchy it was. So when this version came out, I was really thrilled to get it, right? This is the Neo City Small. Currently, Balenciaga have this in the Kagol version, which is slightly more distressed. But I like this smooth leather finish with the black studs. Makes it look so edgy. This is basically your larger version of an everyday bag. Fits more. It will fit your sunglasses, your umbrella, fit a small coffee cup. I've tried that. Will fit your daily essentials, like your plasters or your little pouches or your catch-alls, plus a wallet. I haven't done a review on this, so let me know in the comments below if I should actually put up a video looking at this bag in detail. But what this bag is good for is the smart casual, or the weekend brunch, or the casual work vibe sort of bag, right? It's somewhat business casual-ish, definitely more on the casual side. I've worn this out with shorts and a t-shirt, and immediately the outfit feels so much more put together with this bag, right? So it's meant to help you carry more, but it's a good everyday bag nonetheless, that can see you into some sort of slightly smarter, the grunge end of the smart casual range, if there is such an end of the spectrum, for brunch and things like that. Now this is where things get a bit odd, because I don't actually have a bag that's a clear equivalent of it. So things will tend to range depending on where you fall on the spectrum, right? In terms of really expensive bags, I don't have anything that looks this casual, But I think a good alternative that I would wear to the same occasions and on similar styles would be my Temelia large Tokyo bag. Fits the same amount, and it's got the same sort of hobo-ish but slightly more structured vibe. So you can fit lots of things, sling it on, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about capacity, and it fits all sorts of things, and it will suit all sorts of styles. So if you wanted, go for the Balenciaga. I think it's a classic for a reason, and it's a really nice, roomy bag. But if you want something slightly cheaper, this is about a third of a price. Go for the Temelia large Tokyo bag. I think it does give you a similar sort of style, in that it sort of makes your outfit feel a lot more put together, a bit more intentional, and it's really, really smart. Now, on the topic of everyday bags, and we're going up in size here, I don't think you can run away from a tote bag. And I'm sure everyone's done this topic to death. All of you who watch luxury influencers will tell you tote bags are the way to go. And really it's because it is, right? Like, you're going from a mini bag to a medium-sized bag. Now this is a tote bag, and this is actually one, that's probably the most versatile, right? If you're going out the door, you don't want to think about capacity. You will take the large bag, right? And also, this is definitely suitable for work because it's a tote bag. They're generally simpler in style and design, and they're a lot more functional. They'll be able to fit your notebooks and things like that. So this is the tote bag that probably kickstarted the craze of the last 2 to 3 years of luxury bag buying for me. I love this bag. It's from Forêt Lepage. It's called the Daily Battle. This is the Daily Battle 32. Now, I know for a fact they've stopped this design, but the one thing that I fell in love with was this little detail here. See, the zipper pull is round, and then if you want to keep your bag from being pickpocketed, you just pull the ring through the tab and then fasten it down, and basically it's going to be a hard time for a pickpocket to really undo this and then pull the zipper out and then pull it across, right? Never say never. I've never tested it, but I think this is a very secure bag. This version of the Daily Battle, and I think the zipped versions are still like that, are padded, so you can, if you feel it, it's sort of cushiony on the middle, and I think it's meant to sort of fit a large laptop. Now, 32 means 32 centimeters across the base. You can fit a laptop at a squeeze, but you can't put the divider in it like I have, and you also can't, the insert, and you also can't put a laptop sleeve on it. So it's pretty much laptop in bag, unprotected from everything else in your bag, right? Newer versions have the zip on top, and it's just one zip across. I think it does help with the capacity of the bag. I do have a little zip pochette, separate purchase, unlike your Louis Vuitton bags or your Goya totes. But I've had this bag for 3 years. It's worn really well. The leather's really soft. Canvas is wearing really nice and becoming very, very supple. It used to be quite stiff. The one complaint is a bit of the scuffing around the corners and the edge, but honestly, this has been round the block and back. So I can't blame it, and I still love using this bag. Great for work, great for weekend use. I can bring it for bar class, a gym class. I can, bring it around perfectly fine. Love this bag. But yes, the bag you should be looking for as well is a tote that's as versatile as that. Now, in terms of something that's lower value, lower price threshold, you can't go wrong with this. And I am sure everybody knows what this is. And this was my travel bag when in my uni days, and it was also the bag I use normally. The Le Pliage tote. This is the medium size with the long handle drop. Practically similar in size, I think, but yeah, it's lighter, and it costs, that 1 to 200 euros as opposed to this, which is, I think in recent years it's gone up to about 2,000 Singapore dollars, right? This is probably about your $200-300 mark. I haven't been checking prices, so don't quote me on it. But look, it's light. You can fold it up. It's smart enough that you can bring it to most functions, and no one's going to look at this tote twice, right? It does its job. It's quiet. It's unassuming, and it's great quality, right? Stands the test of time. Now, the only reason why you might want to go from a nylon to a canvas is because I do think at the end of the day, you can probably stress the canvas a bit more as opposed to nylon. Right? If you put too much weight in it, I suspect the canvas might hold up better. Feel free to agree or disagree. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this would be my pick for the lower value price threshold. So yeah, and of course, if you wanted to go bougie or completely luxe, there is this behemoth of a bag. Now, this is the Margot 17, I believe. Let's measure this up to see. The Margot 17, yep, that's definitely 17 inches, from the Row. The bag that everyone's been talking about. Everyone wonders if it's the next Birkin. I don't know. I got this as a present from a really bougie family friend. Love the bag. Now, it's definitely, the Longchamp Le Pliage was 1/3 the price of this tote, which is again 1/3 the price of this bag. Fully made of leather but lined in canvas. It's heavy. It stuffs everything that you need, but you know, and you can take it all around town with you. You can take it to work, you can take it again to the gym or anything like that. It's a great bag, very versatile, but again, you know, like I said, different price range. See, 3 different bags, very similar functions, but very different price points. So there will be something for everybody depending on your budget, right? And that's it. Get a good everyday tote that will take everything around with you, and that can take you from work to outside of work to on your everyday jaunts. This is useful, right? Okay, so we're back to these. Now, I know I called those everyday work bags. Frankly, all of these bags you can sort of use all the time, right? That's kind of why they're part of a capsule, because there's no point having a capsule with pieces in it that you can only use from time, like really sparsely, right, from time to time. They're meant to be more versatile for you. So the one thing, these two are probably going to be the ones that I used on that are more occasion specific, right? So the first one, gorgeous evening crossbody or formal shoulder carry bag, I should say, right? This is the YSL Kate bag in the medium size. You'll know I got this pre-loved, but yeah, the reason why I like this is because you can pull the string up and it becomes a crossbody bag, so you can take it on nights out, but you can also convert it to a shoulder carry, which I think makes it more formal. So how you do that is by changing the strap up like that, and yeah, you would just sling it over your shoulder like that, and I think it's elegant enough to be used as, you know, a formal shoulder carry bag. And you know, I always think one of the reasons for a shoulder carry is that enduring reason from Coco Chanel. She went to a dinner party and realized that ladies couldn't carry drinks in their hands because they always had a handbag, right? And they had to literally carry it in their hand. So she designed a handbag with a shoulder strap so they could sling it over the shoulder whilst having their conversations and carrying food and drink at the same time, right? So I think this is a wonderful choice. I really love the fact that I got it, and I got it pre-loved with some money off. Now, talking about Coco Chanel, if you wanted something more expensive, and I'm sure everyone knows where I'm going with here, you can't get away from a classic flap. Now this is the reissue, it's not quite the full classic. And this of course is bigger and it costs more, so I did get this pre-loved. Note to yourself, if you do want a capsule collection that doesn't cost the earth, go and do your research. Maybe try and find something on the pre-loved market, right? It's softening a lot now. But you see, this is so elegant, and this is, sorry, look at all the straps. This is how I store it, right? With the paper inside, and with the stuffing, and with the bag, the chain done up in the strap holder. That's from Samorga, but I find that's just the easiest way to store the bags. But love this bag. It is roomy, it is elegant. Every time I have a dinner function and I don't know what to wear, this is a great go-to, right? This and this again, even at retail, 1/6 the price, 1/5 the price of this currently. So I got this years ago before a few massive price increases on a second hand. So I'm quite pleased with this and the price I paid for it. Love these two bags. Now, this is where things get a bit odd again on the lower end of the budget. I don't feel like I've got anything that quite matches up from a lower end of the scale. That's bags that I own, that is. I'm sure there are plenty out there that are much cheaper from the good mid-range brands, you know, lots of them. In terms of shoulder carry bags, this is the one that I would recommend, or from what I've got. Not like I've got a lot to recommend, but this is the one currently. That's a shoulder carry, which, you know, I feel does the same trick. You know, it's so understated, very versatile as well. This is the bag from Songmont. It's a large tofu reset bag, right? Really elegant with a nice understated gold clasp. You know, it's big and it's there, but it's not, it doesn't say any brands, right? And it's a very simple bag, so you can put it over your shoulder and you can still go about your thing. Yeah, but it's such a nice classic shape that you just can't go wrong with it, right? So yeah, in terms of evening crossbodies, let me adjust the camera so you can take a look. That's kind of what I recommend. So yes, again, this was probably about a quarter or a fifth of the price of this one, and this again was about, well, it was one third the price I paid for this in terms of actual money paid, right? Because I got these pre-loved, but in actual life, this is probably about one third or one fifth what this costs at the moment. So yeah, that is it for evening shoulder carries, or just everyday shoulder carry bags. So the last category of bag I would recommend is a top handle shoulder carry bag. Now, how is this different from, these bags which are just sort of with a sling over the top? Well, I think these are better in a way because you get to carry them both by the handle, the top handle. You can wear them crook of the arm. You can wear it on your shoulder as well, right? So on a day-to-day basis, frankly, this is my favorite style of bag because it looks formal. I work in a corporate environment, so anytime I go out or anything or have an event after work, these are always the easiest to carry around, right? You can haul it around with the top handle. You can sling it over the shoulder so that you've got your hands free when you're holding things or exchanging name cards. It's always at a height where you can reach into it properly and to get things from inside the bag without looking too crazy. So yeah, and I think it's versatile, right? If you want to dress up an outfit, carrying a bag, a formal style like this will instantly elevate the formality of your look. You could wear this with jeans and a t-shirt, and of course, the vibe that you get from carrying this bag with the jeans and a t-shirt would of course be very different from, say, if you're carrying this, right? But it just changes the look of the bag and the tone of the bag. So I like this bag because it's versatile, because it looks so formal. I'm a bit more formal, I suppose, and it's so pretty as well. Now, what I have here is a Ferragamo Agancini bag. I think they call it now the iconic top handle. So this is the vintage version. I got this from my mum. And it's lasted 30 years, so it looks amazing for its age. I just love using it, and I love that my mum gave it to me. So I'm really, really happy with this. Of course, if you wanted something that's, a bit more classic, or something that's a house flagship style, with slight, I don't know that they're that different in quality. You can feel the difference in the leather, but this bag from Moina, the Gabrielle bag, it feels sturdy, right? I don't know if it'll last the 30 years that this bag has, and frankly, this bag has held up so well over 30 years. Frankly, there's nothing about quality that's worth mentioning on this bag. It's great. But for this one, you can feel almost immediately, the mechanism for getting your strap on and off, the glazing, how the carrot cuff is done versus the stamped leather on this. Very different, right? I love this bag. And again, it's such a classy looking bag, elegant, and I love using it. So, of course, that I don't have any bags in my current possession that are, on a cheaper range that have the same top handle and leather strap option. If you know of any mid-range brands that do have that sort of offering, then, why don't you comment down below, right? And I'm sure lots of people will be happy to hear it. But yeah, again, in terms of price point, this current model that Ferragamo is selling is probably about half the price of this, right? And again, if you did one at Hermes Kelly, again, this would probably be half the price of that. If you have, and the mid-range brands would probably be that $1,000, or your mid-range luxury brands would probably be about the $1,000 mark or slightly more, and then again they would be about half the price of that, right? That's basically it for top handle shoulder carry straps. I wish I could say more about it because I love this, but this video I think is getting way too long. So this might well be the longest video I've ever made. Hope you like this. But basically these are the styles of bag which I would recommend form the basis of a bag collection or a capsule bag collection. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it useful. And the main thing I'm going to say again is there are bags at every level for every budget, right? You definitely don't have to go, say this expensive or, Chanel expensive. You can go for Demelia, you can go for Songmont, go for Longchamp. At the end of the day, these are just styles that I think will help you get through your day to day, and I think they cover the widest range of events that I think you'll meet, particularly if you're a corporate person going into the office all the time. So, yeah, if you like this, leave me a comment down below. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, see you next time.